Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nosebleed Seats. I'm the Mad Conservative Crime Fighter. My guest is this time, two of the patriarchs of IWA Mid-South. Ian Rotten, a legendary wrestler that started out in ECW, is that correct?
Well, I didn't start out there, but yeah, I got there.
You made your name in ECW, yes.
Yeah, I'm an ECW original. I was on Paul Heyman's first booked card.
And so, yeah. One half of the tag team known as the Bad Breed.
Yep.
Tag teaming with Axel Rotten.
Yep, guy broke me into business. I started out on East Coast Indies, and then Axel got a little shot at WCW, and there both of us met Paul Heyman. And then, funny little story. I called Paulie to ask him if I could get Eddie Gilbert's number, and he said, "Don't worry about calling Eddie Gilbert. He's not going to be the booker much longer."
Uh-oh.
So Paulie actually,
rest in peace.
Paulie actually knew before Eddie did that he was taking over. So so Paulie's first show, he had worked for me the night before. Not running IWA, then we were running, me and Axel doing a thing with Atlantic States Wrestling Alliance, and he had worked with me the night before, and then invited us to come up to his show, and let's just say Axel was under the weather and wasn't capable of working, so I wound up teaming with Jason Knight against the debuting Public Enemy that night. So
and you're teaming with Joey Grunts tonight.
So kind of unique story there.
And my other guest,
hi.
I guess the wildest women wrestler around, who I guess one of the first ultra hardcore women wrestlers that I've ever heard of, and has been a TNA knockout. You're basically fully recovered from injury by now, or?
Yeah. I think
Mickie
so.
Knuckles,
Hi.
ladies and gentlemen, also known as, I guess they came up with the name Moose.
That's just because they couldn't own her name, because her name is Mickie Knuckles. Her real name is Mickie Knuckles.
I was born Mickey Lee Knuckles. I swear to you.
Oh my gosh.
So they couldn't own her name. They loved her name.
So how did they come up with Moose? Because the theory running around is she looked like the girl from You Can't Do That on Television.
No.
That's what I've heard.
No, I didn't even know they called me Moose.
The thing was, we were literally sitting at the pay-per-view, and she was coming through the curtain when they said Moose. And I was literally like, what? You know?
Who came up with that name?
I think the reason they chose Moose, okay, this is my only, I had my green shorts on that was given to me by my trainer when I started, and it has an M and a K, and it has a brass knuckles, but you really can't see the Mickey above it. So I think to make up for the M, because they can't own my name, I think they came up with Moose on the fly. So
that and she's a solid girl. I mean, pound for pound, you know, somebody that lifts 250-pound ring poles by yourself, you know, is a moose. I mean,
it's more than a moose.
Yeah, a moose is a strong animal, though. You know, so I mean, you know, I think that's what they were kind of getting out there. That, you know, she was supposed to be muscle for the beautiful people and stuff like that. So, and they couldn't own her name. You know, they couldn't own her name because her name is her name. So they were kind of stuck with
somebody's obsessed with owning something on paper that's not worth much more than the paper it's printed on, or it seems to me.
Right.
You were in TNA before you had that horrible accident at a match with Sarah Del Rey. Any timeline on when you might be going back to TNA?
what do you think?
I still think she's a couple months away because she can't fully run. She can jog, but she can't fully run on the leg yet.
You still got a metal plate in that leg, didn't you?
I have a
Metal rod.
titanium rod inside the bone and plus screws holding it in place. So with the cold weather, it's really brought a setback because
The doctor that did her surgery is the same doctor that did Bo Jackson's hip replacement, and also did Frank Thomas's reconstructive elbow surgery. So really the timetable that we first gave people was given off of him, because he was so incredibly impressed how strong she was and everything else when he got in there to fix the leg, that he really felt that she was going to be able to recover from this much quicker. But the thing was, there was a lot of muscle damage done on top of the bone damage because she is so muscular in her legs. For the past 6 years, she's tore down and put up the IWA ring, sometimes virtually by herself.
You can bench press how much?
now I would think I could bench press 140.
Well, before the injury, actually.
I don't know what you could do.
400
I
pounds.
could squat 5. At one point in time, I could squat
Maybe you can
500
slam one of
pounds.
the 400-pound guys around here.
I mean, she's one of the few people who can move calm around.
Now that would be an interesting match.
I've already wrestled
We
her.
wrestled,
Oh!
she wrestled in IWA. It was an awesome match.
She hit me, I hit her back, and it was party time. So
This is actually one of our towns of amazing calm. She has roots here in Decatur.
I think she's still a couple months away from a full run on it. Once she's a full run, we'll make that phone call and let her know she's 100%.
but they've given me all the time in the world I need.
They give her open timetable. All they wanted to do is make sure she's healthy when she comes back. She's healthy, but she's not like I said 100%.
I'm not TV healthy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And she needs to get some matches under her belt to get a little ring rust off, to get some ring conditioning in, stuff like that. So it's good to work little shows like these in the small towns,
Let's segue into that. IWA Mid-South has been running in Chicago, but you've just recently branched down to the Peoria area recently.
Bellevue.
The former home of Next Generation Wrestling, the Bellevue Plaza Gym.
And it was a couple of those guys that suggested us, maybe we try that place out, and
How do you like it?
I really
Buildings
do.
real nice.
I really do like it because each show we've gone up a little bit. I mean, of course we haven't gone up a drastic number,
Right.
but each show, including running in a 2-week time period in this economy, we went up a few more people. So that's really encouraging as far as a new company is concerned. Because let's face it, when people watch wrestling, they think of 3 letters, WWE. And they see advertisement for things that don't say WWE on it. A lot of people don't feel it's real wrestling. It's one
Addictions are hard to break.
That's one good thing that the movie The Wrestler has done for the wrestling industry. Obviously, it exposed it a whole lot, but one of the things it's done for it is also point out that there's other wrestling out there besides WWE.
That's primarily, I go to the indie show almost every weekend now.
A lot of times, though, if you go to an indie show, you get to see something that most people don't get to see. You get to see upcoming stars that soon you will see on TNA and WWE. Matt Sydal, Evan Bourne, CM Punk, of course, myself included, Alex Shelley.
Yeah, I mean,
Got
especially
Glorious.
especially if you're coming to an IWA show, there's a good opportunity. You're going to see somebody that got a bright future in this business. We use the best independent talent there is around. And got some other guys that are young, green, but I still look at them as up and coming individuals. I mean, IWA is a place where a young guy can come and be molded and made into a better wrestler than what they actually are, because we do have veterans in our dressing room, like a Tracy Smothers or like myself or like Axel Rotten, that will sit down and watch their performance and be able to critique them and care enough to say this is what you did right and this is what you did wrong and this is what you could do to improve.
And of course, I'm really spoiled because IWA was the very first company I wrestled for. And
Now, currently, you're both from world in a feud with the Hooligans and the girl formerly, well, the girl that's better known as Rain, but TNA they called her Peyton Banks. Tell us about that.
I'm gonna beat her up.
Well, I mean, I think the thing.
You did a hardcore match with her, like very last Bellevue show.
Falls Count Anywhere.
Falls Count Anywhere.
Yeah, we broke some stuff, and unfortunately, the Hooligans came out and powerbombed me on some bleachers.
But
Yeah, that's unforgiving.
The thing with the Hooligans is, I think they feel that they're a younger, better version of Axel and Ian Rotten, and you can think
It is a testament to the Hooligans because a year ago, no one ever heard of them, and then they just relocated up here with it's part of the group known as that I call the Atlanta Eight, eight of Curtis Hughes and Elix Skipper's students, and they've really made an impression in the Central Illinois area.
They were smart when they came to IWA. They got the opportunity through one of our open tryout shows that everybody thought was a stupid idea.
I didn't think so.
And we've got some good talent out of it. And Bill the Butcher, the Hooligans.
Bill the Butcher, another Atlanta
Yellow Dog?
person.
Yellow Dog. I mean,
Pikachu.
a bunch of guys, from the Georgia area that are just a pleasure to have in the dressing room. Good young talents, but they got their shot, and made their way to IWA, and they were smart. They jumped on the biggest dog in the yard. And if you're gonna prove yourself that way,
And they did it through me.
yeah,
They picked on a girl. Shame
Hey
on
now,
them.
like what? I'm not just any girl. I'm a cool dude
I know.
with long hair. That's all there is to it. Euro trip. Have you ever seen it? Applies to me, okay? Okay.
Many people know, if you know anything about the wrestling business, that Mickie is a great segue to me.
Or vice versa.
My pride and joy prize pupil.
And you had a ton of matches against each other. Pretty violent ones.
I owed you money, didn't I?
Well, consider really you never paid for training, but
It's over my head.
I'll give the Hooligans credit. They got chutzpah. Because they like I said, I'm sure that they never planned on the situation going to me and Axel. I really thought they think the situation was going to be me and Mickie. And Axel's got himself cleaned up now, in a good rehab program, and working hard, to get himself back in this business. So of course, as my trainer and the guy who brought me in this business, I feel I have an obligation to him to give him that opportunity, because IWA is so focused on, and if people can see Axel's working hard in IWA and he's showing up and he's showing up sober and everything else, that he has an opportunity to be seen elsewhere, by people. And if nothing else, and I'm not just saying this because he's my trainer, he's a great mind in this business, absolutely tremendous mind, a lot of people don't realize, I think Paulie missed the boat. I think that the commentary team of Axel Rotten and Joey Styles would have been awesome, because Axel's biggest attribute is being able to put over something. You can say, hey, this is what we want to be related to the fans, and I want you to put it over. And Axel's great at that. So hopefully, he stays cleaned up, he stays straight and narrow. Everybody knows he's had a lot of demons. And trust me, nobody's been more disappointed sometimes, in him than me. But right now, I'm very proud of him, because he's got that will to beat a very hard addiction. In IWA, I think he is an asset to all the big young guys we have also. So,
And as far as Rain's concerned, Rain just...
She's a snob.
She is a snob. She's a bit of a snob. We're talking...
One half of the Minnesota Home Wrecking Crew, which is the cutest name I've ever heard.
But they probably have wrecked quite a few homes.
They are pretty much home wreckers. Gretchen Wilson couldn't have said it better. She just comes out to that song, it fits her perfectly. She's a homewrecker. Me and Rain are two totally different people. She is a snob. She's a bit on the prissy side.
She's always been a
as to where
villain.
I'm always been the tomboy, rednecky, country, hometown girl, and a lot of times we butt heads, and it just seems like we ain't getting over it. And we beat the crap out of each other in the past. But I mean, like, we've had leather strap matches, we've had Falls Count Anywhere matches. I've put her head in a toilet before.
How'd you do that?
Salem, Indiana. They went in the bathroom and she gave her a swirl.
So I have
I
no
wonder
reason
how
why.
crowded that was.
I have no
chasing
reason
you.
why she's mad at me. So, but I mean, if she wants to continue this, we can continue this. She's always been a worthy adversary. She's always been a great opponent for me. We bring out the best in each other, but if we have to beat the crap out of each other so I can prove my point again to her, so be it.
When we come to Bellevue, we bring, nationally known talent at an affordable ticket price. It's an intimate setting. You have an opportunity to meet the wrestlers, be with the wrestlers.
And you don't have to drive to Chicago.
No.
You're 2 hours closer, than that. But I mean, the Juliet shows are also, very good shows. Especially when we bring shows, whether you like the style or not. The King of the Death, and then 3 months later we bring you this Head Petty Invitation. That's what
I think the pay invitation is the one I prefer to watch, not ultra hardcore.
Well, the thing is, you
I only have so much stomach.
Yeah, but you brought up a very good point. I am from ECW.
Yeah.
And the thing that made ECW what it was it gave fans everything. They got to see everything
The
in
blood,
ECW.
blood and guts, the high flying.
As much as they were allowed to show on television.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the live crowd. The
Right.
live crowd got to see Malenko Guerrero, and then, actually it would be, the live crowd would get to see Axel and Ian Rotten clean up the ring, then Malenko Guerrero. Scorpio and
Chris
Benoit, Sabu, when I was in ECW, we had, Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, Too Cold Scorpio, and then on the other hand, Terry Funk, Mick Foley, Sandman,
just about who's who in the wrestling
I
industry.
actually believe the 95 ECW crew was the best crew wrestling has ever had,
Because it was so diverse, though.
Yeah,
Because it was so diverse.
But it really was. I had opportunities to be, in a dressing room where you could get wrestling knowledge from a man like Terry Funk, but then you could get wrestling skills from a guy like Too Cold Scorpio.
Right.
So I mean, it's absolutely great place for young guys to be. I'll tell you a quick little story of Scorpio. I was always, Axel really never taught me to be a high flyer, but I was an athlete at one point in my life, and so I wanted to show those skills off that I could do. So I asked Scorpio to show me how to do the hip toss, land on your feet, and he said he would. And I went to start walking out towards the ring for him to show me, and he goes, "Where are you going?" And I said, "I'm going to the ring." And he goes, "Why do you have to go to the ring? We can do it right here." And I'm like, "On the concrete?" Because I'm thinking,
Don't mess up your legs.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking, however many times I'm going to wind up landing on my head,
Yeah.
And the very first try at it, I was boom,
You landed it.
Yeah, and then Scorpio, taught me it's just as much you as it is your opponent, but I mean, those were really great times. And then on the other hand, I got to sit in and listen to Terry Funk, Shane Douglas, Sabu put together matches. When I first went to ECW, it was 1993, so I'm 23 years old, and have an opportunity of a lifetime.
Where does the time go? You've been wanting to retire a few times, in fact, but you ended up going back to the ring because JCW came calling.
Yeah.
Because of me.
Well, because of her and another guy that I really liked, Insane Lane. They weren't going to use them without me. It was kind of a pull card, and then I used that leverage to try to get a little bit more money, and stuff. And really, the TNA deal came out of the JCW deal.
Because Scott D'Amore was there.
Yeah, because Scott D'Amore got to see what Mickie was and watch her do her thing.
As Isabella Smothers.
Well,
Shush.
All people.
It's not just that though, man. Like
Just a clone. That looks like
one night we were wrestling on a tour, and fans got a little too rowdy with Tracy. This was before she was Isabella. Mickie was just a referee before she did the turn and the Tony stuff, and Mickie.
I'll bleep it out. Don't worry.
Beat the heck out of a girl in the crowd. You know.
Don't tell me that.
First off, wait.
Don't tell me that was Kevin Rock.
She came at me because I was in the way to Tracy, trying to get to Tracy, and I didn't appreciate it. And I gave her fair warning. I said, "Don't even," and she did anyways. So
She
totally
drunk?
off of me. No, she was completely sober.
Just getting into Tracy and what Tracy does.
She
and
didn't
like
understand what wrestling is.
But that was one of the things that Scott saw, that that she was a pit bull, and went.
See, that would be a better name for you than Moose.
I think so too.
The pit bull, Mickey.
I have been called a pit bull.
We weren't really even consulted on that whatsoever. Hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Videotape.
How you doing?
Hi.
We'll see you later.
But we weren't really even consulted on that. The whole thing is, I fully realize I'm not what I used to be. Concrete, steel chairs, 2 skull fractures, just ain't.
Numerous concussions.
Just ain't what I used to be. So now I kind of pick and choose, and I think the fans in IWA like when I wrestle. I think.
And of course, when you have me as a partner.
I think I can get carried. So I think also for the hooligans to be in a ring with a guy like me and Axel is only going to elevate them, in their career,
We gave the Hooligans a nomination for the 2009 NBS Awards.
I saw that.
Yep.
So I mean.
But real quick, because I gotta skip because I'm on a lot earlier than you apparently.
Well, we also gotta hype the next show.
That's what I'm getting to. So.
International star Thumbtack Jack coming in. If you're into deathmatch stuff, JCW star. Man Pondo coming in. Of course, the Extreme Rules strap match between Axel and Ian Rotten and the Hooligans. Mickey Knuckles will be on the card.
Who are you wrestling?
We're thinking maybe Diamond. She is
Diamond.
She is a part of the Soul Touchers.
From Windy City.
From Windy
Windy
City.
City Wrestling.
And I've been told she's a fireball. So.
That's a real good possibility there. Because as we tape this, we're still about 5 weeks away from that show. And
it'll be 5 weeks before this airs on television. Hopefully I'll get it on soon enough.
Well, now you know. Go to www.iwamidSouthWrestling.com for more information, please.
And the date is March
20th.
Yep.
And it's at Bellevue Plaza, 325 South Bellevue Avenue.
Thank God he can remember that.
I remember.
I've been there several times, so I pretty much memorized it by now.
It's a nice little intimate venue for wrestling and a good time. So. We'll have a rematch as he walks by between Juice Robinson and Ryan Phoenix. They went to a time limit draw last card, and what was an excellent match between 2 young up-and-comers.
Juice Robinson, he's coming out of nowhere, and NGW brought him in.
Trained by Truth Martini, good guy.
Good talent.
Good young talent. I think he'll do something in this business.
Nice hair.
So if you want to go to IWA Mid-South, then I recommend going. It's iwamidsouth.com is the website.
iwamidsouthwrestling.com.
Oh, drat.
Gotta push it in.
It's a lot of URLs to remember in my head.
Yeah. You got the address
absolutely.
right. So.
Yeah, you're good.
So hopefully we'll see you at an IWA Mid-South show. Those that are watching, I recommend going up there because you will be seeing frequently some WWE alumni, some TNA alumni, WCW alumni, Ring Honor folks.
And it's just like one great big happy family reunion. So.
Tyler Black, Necro Butcher, who else have you had?
Jimmy Jacobs.
Jack
Allen.
Big fan. Yeah.
The Bastion Brothers, Tracy Smothers, Two Gold Scorpio, of course.
Yeah, I mean everybody's pretty much wrestled for IWA. Dusty Rhodes, Terry Funk, Sherry Martel. I mean pretty much everybody in our 13-year history. We've had over 500 shows. One of the leading independent companies. in the country. Now, though the name says Mid-South, we are based in the Midwest. I live in Joliet, Illinois.
I'm going to rename it. IWA Midwest.
Mid-South's got a nice ring.
We work too hard to get that out there, so that's what it is. That's it.
So we'll hope to see you there.
Enron, thank you, Knuckles.
Crime Fighter, appreciate
Thank
it.
you for talking to me.
No
Hopefully.
problem. Sorry I scared
we'll
you
get
the
the-
one time in here.
Yeah, you caused me to jump through a concession 4 years ago. She had a
First blood
match
match.
in here in Illinois, at the here in Civic Center against Mischief.
Yeah.
It was the first ever women's first blood match. They left the ring, which was sitting on a stage, and then they got into all the
Lobby.
seating area, and then they went in the lobby, and then
It was
just about every fan in the building just crammed in the lobby, and we were just handing
Keynote.
weapons.
Keynote. When you come to an IWA show, sooner or later, everybody has a front row seat.
Yeah, if they're coming your way, move out of the way.
So we'll see you there.
And you caused me to jump through a concession stand when I
Oh,
gotta
it's
get
good
that out.
exercise.
So,
Good exercise.
yep. So,
Well, I hope to see you there. We hope to see you there. So.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Mickie with the Crime Fire. We will see you next week on the Nosebleed Seats. Thank you.
Can't keep up with all the area independent wrestling? Don't know where to go to see it? Let us help you keep pace. The St. Louis Wrestling Community shows you where the shows are happening with arena reports and newsmakers. And the Nosebleed Seats with Chris Lee interviews the biggest movers and shakers of the local indie scene. Check it out now on the net at myspace.com, the Nosebleed Seats, and strowrestling.livejournal.com.